Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Episode number 52 of my AI Love Affair. If you haven't watched the last episode, number 51, it is with Gary Vaynerchuk at the VaynerMedia offices in Hudson Yards, and I recommend everyone watch it, primarily from a creative business standpoint and a solopreneur standpoint. Today, we're going to talk about a very simple framework that you can use and all businesses can use to actually use artificial intelligence to grow their business. Now, artificial intelligence is like a cool magic trick. You can watch it and get entertained, but if it's not used in the right manner, with the right components and the right framework, it is all kind of useless. It doesn't do what it's meant to do, which is actually grow your business. So if you're looking to grow your business and you're a creative entrepreneur, you want to make things easier, you want to make things faster, follow this framework. This is a really important episode. I hope you understand. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I would love to answer them, or go to the Discord group, aigeeks.co/Discord. Come, let's learn.
Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to this podcast, My AI Love Affair. Consider this podcast your digital compass, guiding you through the labyrinth that is business growth using artificial intelligence. Running a business as a creative can sometimes be like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But what if you had a secret tool that could align all the colors for you? That is AI. It's like a master key unlocking multiple doors. Thanks for being here. Let's learn.
Okay, while we're doing this episode, one of the things that this slide deck was built for is for a presentation that I'm doing in Dubai. And there's lots of things that I never really got a chance to do, especially when it comes to some of my credentials. But I got a chance to do this in this particular slide deck. So I wanted to share some of the things that I believe most businesses, especially when it comes to creative entrepreneurs, are looking to solve. The first thing is they're not leveraging AI or podcasts to effectively grow. And this is one of the biggest mistakes. They're only using artificial intelligence for content, and there's no authenticity to what they're putting out there. And now more than ever, it is so important to be authentic with your communication. It needs to fit with your brand. Just because someone can play with ChatGPT does not make them an expert. And I wish they call themselves out the way they are and say, I'm learning, come learn with me. And they're calling themselves experts and selling these courses, and they're selling these prompt packages, and they don't actually leverage artificial intelligence to grow the business. And that is the problem most businesses are facing. But also they're facing a lack of knowledge in integrating this AI that they're learning with their existing business strategies. Even for those who acknowledge AI as a potential, there's a sizable gap in knowledge. I just heard the other day someone say to me that they and their team were proficient in artificial intelligence. And I asked them a couple of questions and they could not answer. In fact, they gave me wrong answers when it came to privacy and ethical boundaries. Now, these are really important things that you got to understand, especially when you call yourself proficient in AI. So there's a lack of knowledge. And the third thing is they are challenged, most of us are challenged in creating authentic storytelling in this digital age. We don't know what stories work on different platforms in different maturity. And you know what? Most of us care about authenticity more than anything else. So these are the big problems that most of us are facing. And if we don't deal with those problems, it leads to missed out revenue opportunities. It leads to frustration from following novice advice. It leads to increased team stress and potential burnout, which, by the way, artificial intelligence is meant to solve burnout and team stress. It also leads to wasted resources in attempting to manually achieve some of the things that podcasting and artificial intelligence can do and streamline in your business. So don't get left behind. And I want to show you how we can actually do this. So what the primary goal is so that you can achieve business growth and efficiency. You can adopt artificial intelligence by using someone who's an expert, that actually knows what they're talking about, can guide you in the right way, and you can do that with authentic digital storytelling. So let me show you why this is so important. So before I get into the actual framework, the couple of things I want you to understand. So imagine a garden where each plant has a tiny microphone and a speaker. When a bee comes by, the plant talks to the bee to help it find the best flowers. Amplify AI is like giving businesses and creative people a microphone and speaker so that they can better understand and talk to their customers using artificial intelligence and a framework that it can be implemented over and over again based on some very sound principles that I wish everyone followed. So just like how a microphone can make a quiet voice loud enough for everyone to hear, understanding Amplify AI framework helps businesses and creative entrepreneurs make their messages clear and strong in a noisy world. It's important because it helps them reach or helps us reach more people in a way that's smart and efficient. So for us as small business owners, as solo creators, Amplify AI is like having a repeatable framework using ethics and empathy to help you know exactly who to talk to, what to say, and how to make it such that your business grows. It's a game changer because it can help you do more with less and reach the right people without shouting. Okay, so when you look at this framework, the main thing I want you to understand is everything starts here at the goal. The business goals are important. Most of us don't have business goals. It took me a long time to understand the importance of business goals. And I have to give a shout out to my dear friend, John Stringer, who over 11, 12 years ago, when I was struggling in business and I was just coming out of a lot of debt from my first business, I spent a Monday, Thursday, I remember it very clearly, a whole day in John Stringer's house. He is a very reputed business coach. And we use post-it notes all across his wall. And the foundations that I built on that day with the goals and the planning is what a lot of my business success is built on. The business goals is the most important, and that's why it's in the center of this bullseye. So consider Amplify AI and the framework as this bullseye, and you're always focusing on goals first. How to achieve these goals and what these different circles mean, okay? So to achieve goals or business goals, there are only two things that you need to achieve. You need to have a clear vision and strategy, and you need to do it with operational efficiency. And I'll get into how the different things play out, but if you have a clear vision and strategy so you can see what the future looks like and you have a strategy on how to achieve it, all you need to do is make sure that it is done clearly and done with efficiency, and that's where operational efficiency comes in. So now most businesses want growth, and they want growth in four key areas. They want revenue to grow, they want their audience to grow, they want their credibility to grow, and they want their operational efficiency to grow, their operations to grow. So we're all looking for these four growth pieces, and they're all equally important for us to grow around our business goals. A lot of us miss a couple of them. That's why we have to work extremely hard, or we have to come back to doing some more of this revenue growth. And we're wondering why that's not great, because there's not enough credibility. So we will keep pushing revenue. We come across salesy. If we have no audience, it becomes so hard to convince people that what we're doing is making an impact. We don't need to have only clients for us to be impactful, right? So we all want these four growths in our business. We want credibility, we want operational growth, we want revenue growth, and we want audience growth. Now, to achieve operational efficiency, there's only two things that you can do to achieve operational efficiency. You can do that with technology, or you can do that with people, right? So there's only two ways, two main ways that you can achieve operational efficiency: with technology or with people. And to achieve a clear vision and strategy, you can either do that with tools or you can do that with frameworks. And I'll show you exactly how these all fit together, because they're so simple once it's broken down. And when you apply this, and when I show you how to apply this, you can do this over and over again and make sure that you're actually growing your business using artificial intelligence. How do you achieve these goals? Now, when you start with goals, you're like, okay, Ronsley, this is amazing, but how do I achieve these goals and how do I envision these goals? So there are four things you got to do when it comes to the goals. At the start, you're going to you're gonna look at first your truth. What is it that you have done? What is your experience? What have you gone through? Don't make up stuff and look at someone else's mountain and use that. You start with your truth and what you believe first. That is the grounding. Then you say, well, based on that, I have a method on how I can help people get the outcome that they're after. I believe this, and this is my method. And that is the grounding phase of your whole business goals. Once you have that, you can then envision what your future looks like. And every business owner needs to do that. But first, it starts with your truth, then it starts with your method. Then you go and start envisioning that. And once you envision that, you then start to apply empathy for your audience so that you can reach them. Now, one of the hardest things to do, especially when we have overcome a lot of the obstacles that our audience are dealing with right now, is that we are far removed from their current problems and we wish they were in other places. We kind of call them out for not being here and not being there when they actually don't know where they should be, and having more empathy for where they're at as opposed to where you want them to be is probably the best thing you can do in your marketing to attract your audience and to grow your audience. That's why that empathy falls in the audience category. So for you to achieve your business goals, you need a method to get revenue growth. You need empathy to get audience growth. You need a vision to get credibility growth. And you need your truth to get operational growth. Now, along the way, there are ways to get that using amplifiers, and that's where that middle white circle comes in. I'm going to show you what they are. So for you to amplify your vision, to get credibility growth, you need brand. Brand is strong. If you watch the previous episode, episode 51 with Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about brand over and over again because it literally is the most important piece when it comes to credibility. When you have a strong brand, you can do lots of things. You get meetings easily, you get contracts easily, you get people wanting your time easily. Brand is everything. So the amplifier for credibility is brand. The amplifier for audience growth is intelligence. Now, this intelligence is your intelligence, it's divine intelligence, it's artificial intelligence, especially artificial intelligence, because it's going to do 95% of the work in this space. Not to say that artificial intelligence doesn't fit in every part here, but it's the amplifier for empathy. And you need to understand that, because when you understand that empathy, when amplified with intelligence, brings you audience growth, you realize the kind of impact you can make. So that's the second amplifier. The third amplifier is process. Now, you might not know this, but I'm going to say this again, or you might know this because I might have repeated this a few times. I have written a thesis on process quality, and I've taken 2 companies to ISO 9001. What does that mean? ISO 9001 is a very coveted accreditation, and what it means is that the company follows repeatable quality processes, and the quality of the process equals the quality of the product or the quality of the company. So the processes of everything from recruitment to software creation, hardware creation, everything is documented and made sure that it's of a quality process in alignment with a standard framework called ISO 9001. And when a company gets accredited, it means that they have repeatable process that allows them to grow, allows them to scale, and allows big government contracts to come through, but also that company comes on the radar for others to buy them because they know that they have a process. So for you, once you have a method, for you to get revenue growth, you need to standardize your processes. Another thing that most of us as business owners forget to do because it becomes too tedious to document. And now with artificial intelligence, you can do that at scale and at speed. So that's the third amplifier. And the final amplifier, which is really important for operational growth, is ethics. Ethical boundaries. A lot of us in the first world, especially when we're going after a goal, we're just going after that goal, forgetting all the other things that we might impact. And that's why an ecosystem and collaborative nature of working and indigenous wisdom and nature's algorithms are so important, so that the waste is not created. We want to have a very good ethical framework that allows whatever goals we're achieving to be in line with our truth. We get operational growth through ethics and ethical frameworks. And when you apply this, you can then create this really sound business that builds trust with the credibility. It builds legacy with the operational growth. It builds impact with the audience growth. And then it builds money with the revenue growth. Now, it's really important for you to understand this, the different elements in this framework and how to apply it. You first start with your goals. This is what I want to achieve. And then you outline your truth, you outline your method, you outline your vision, and then you empathize with your audience so that you can create a really good foundation for where then to amplify your work. And then once you have that, you start executing or amplifying it with brand, with intelligence, with process, and with ethics. Now, if you're a business and you already have your goals and you already know who your audience is, you already have your method, you already know your truth, you already have your vision, then all you're going to do is start applying these amplifiers to get the growth that you need. And if you don't have credibility growth, you work on your brand. If you don't have audience growth, you work on your intelligence. If you don't have revenue growth, you work on your process. If you don't have operational growth, you work on your ethics and amplify your truth using your ethical boundaries. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode because it's a very tech stacky episode, but also framework driven, because this is going to be the new book. If you have any feedback, ideas, thoughts that would help me clarify this and make it better for you, please send them. Email me or join the Discord group and give me your comments. aigeeks.co/Discord. Find all the previous episodes on myailoveaffair.com. Definitely check out the previous one with Gary Vaynerchuk because it's been a really cool one to do and also some really good content for you to learn from. All right, until the next episode, love what you do what you love.
Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to aigeeks.co/Discord. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI Geek. Until then, much love.